then are you willing to admit how stupid it was for y'all not to go all in speaking your piece to elevate Caitlin Clark?
I think it's going to happen. A WNBA lockout is on the horizon. Y'all got to get y'all game together. I'm going to say that first, bro. We watching all these games. I get it. Y'all want more money. Y'all want more of this, more of that. But, bro, can y'all start by making layups?
Brianna Stewart didn't just throw shade. She launched a full-blown thunderstorm at the WNBA's front office. After months of quiet frustration, she finally went public, calling the league's new CBA offer exactly what it is, a joke. A participation trophy wrapped in glitter. And Stewart wasn't vague. She said it was a slap in the face. And coming from a 3-time champ and Olympic gold medalist, that's more than just a spicy soundbite. It's a warning. The WNBA tried to dress up their CBA like it was a gift.
On Thursday, 3-time WNBA champion Stewart was quoted as saying she was absolutely frustrated. They kind of just ignored everything we said Stewart, a vice president and member of the WNBA Players Association Executive Committee. In response, the league and WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert in particular faced heavy criticism on social media from fans worried about the looming possibility of a lockout when the current collective bargaining agreement ends after the 2025 season.
A few extra charter flights here, a tiny salary bump there, maybe a couple bags of trail mix on the team bus, and they expected players to clap like trained seals. But Stewart saw through it instantly. The deal didn't fix anything. Pay is still embarrassingly low. Travel is still a mess. Facilities still feel like high school gyms with Wi-Fi. This wasn't an offer, it was a PR stunt. Let's just say the glitter wore off real fast. And that's when it started. Stewart didn't just criticize, she made it clear the players are ready to walk. She flat out said a strike is not only possible, it's inevitable if things don't change.
I'm starting to think this is cruising straight to a lockout. I'm starting to think we are headed towards a WNBA lockout, which would be disastrous. Look, the NFL would take a hell of a hit if they had a lockout. MLB had a lockout in '94, took them 5 years to recover.
And she's not alone. From locker room whispers to media microphones, players across the league are speaking out. Some are rookies, some are MVPs, but all of them are fed up. And here's where things start to unravel. See, Stewart didn't just reject the offer. She pointed out the league's worst habit, pretending everything is fine while ignoring what the players actually say. No real conversation, no negotiation, just a pat on the head and a watered-down press release. That strategy might have worked 10 years ago, but now? Not when social media exists, not when every player has a platform, not when fans are finally watching and paying attention to how these women are treated. And Stewart knows that. She even said expanding teams is great, but what's the point of adding more franchises if the existing teams are already falling apart?
Let's give it a listen.
I think we can focus on our players in the union. We got a proposal from the league, which was honestly a slap in the face.
She don't care about, let's just be clear here. What she's basically saying is, I don't give a damn about y'all adding new teams. I don't give a damn about expansion. I care about me. Be careful, because a lot of the things y'all are asking for are based upon the numbers that Caitlin Clark is bringing in. And if I'm an owner, I'm like, hold on. I got to look at these numbers. When she's not present.
It's like adding new bedrooms to a house that's already on fire. And that's the spark. One statement turned into a wildfire. The league's leadership tried to downplay it, but Stewart's words were the match. And fans, they're listening. Because if someone like her is this mad, you know it's serious. The moment Brianna Stewart lit the fuse, the rest of the locker room followed with gasoline. Within days, players from nearly every team started dropping subtle strike hints like they were passing out party invites. Except this party doesn't have balloons or cake. It has picket signs and press conferences. And the WNBA owners, still acting like nothing's wrong. They're sipping wine, posting empowerment quotes from Aspen, and acting stunned that their players, the entire reason people watch the games, aren't thrilled about flying coach next to screaming babies for $65,000 a year.
The WNBA owners gave the players a CBA they're not happy with. Let's be honest. the owners are not just going to go and give the players what they want, especially when right now it has been shown that this league, their growth has been exponential due to one player.
It's delusional. That's when the league forgot who really holds the power. Let's break it down. These athletes are risking their bodies night after night, yet they're still treated like extras in a show they built from scratch. The league tried to sprinkle in some charter flights for select games. What does that even mean? Tuesday games only? Flights under 2 hours? Is this the Hunger Games of travel policies? Then there's the raise. Oh yes, the raise. Enough to cover half a bathroom in New York. These women aren't asking for yachts and private chefs. They want livable wages, safer travel, and respect. That's it. But the owners are acting like that's some impossible request. And here's the twist, even the rookies are already done with the nonsense. Caitlin Clark walked into the WNBA with historic fanfare. She shattered records, revived interest in women's basketball, and nearly crashed Ticketmaster just by existing.
We were simply saying, despite the contributions for years and years and years, a lot of people didn't care. Fair or not, until Caitlin Clark came along. It elevated television ratings, it elevated attendance, and it damn sure elevated franchise value. Higher television ratings, higher attendance figures. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come courtesy of a league. It comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. And in her case, she was the most popular, which means she could have helped your bottom line, which means you should have seen that from day one and maximized it. But you didn't do it.
And now, she's watching the drama unfold like she accidentally walked onto the set of a soap opera. She's not speaking out yet, but the silence is loud. Because if a strike happens in her rookie season, that's not just bad timing. It's an embarrassment. The league clearly hoped Clark would be a distraction. Sell jerseys, boost ratings, calm the storm. But guess what? Even she's side-eyeing this mess. And you can almost hear her thinking, wait, I left packed stadiums, millions of fans, and national attention for this? Not only that, Clark has options and everyone knows it. Europe is calling, sponsorships are booming, and the longer the league fumbles, the more it looks like she might pull a reverse Liz Camaige and bounce overseas.
The fact is, if they end up running her out of the league, and guys, I think there's a chance they run her out of the league. I do. I think there's a chance they run her to Europe where she can make as much or more money than she will ever make here. And my God, you want to talk about endorsements? A lot of people don't understand this. What in the hell do you think China would pay Caitlin Clark to come play basketball? There are sponsors that will pay a boatload.
She didn't come here to babysit billionaires and fix broken contracts. She came to play basketball. Behind the scenes, the situation is even worse than it looks. Think the CBA is just about paychecks? Think again. WNBA players are dealing with travel nightmares that wouldn't even fly in college ball. Some teams are still stuck flying commercial, getting delayed, squished between strangers, and running on zero sleep before game day. Meanwhile, NBA players are chartering jets and eating steak tartare on the runway. But here's where things get truly ridiculous. The league thought a few crumbs would silence the players. Like, hey, here's a modest raise and some snacks on the plane. Now smile for the cameras.
What could we have more? I mean, I just think, from a salary standpoint, it'd be great for the women to be able to make more money. I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, we could just take a donation around the NBA maybe.
Except nobody's smiling, because those raises, still not enough to afford rent in cities like New York or LA. And that whole progress talk, it's nothing more than lipstick on a dumpster fire. Brianna Stewart called it out perfectly. She said the league's expansion announcements were just a shiny distraction. New teams? Cool. But how about fixing what's broken first? Some teams can't even offer consistent gym access. Some players are still sharing hotel rooms on road trips. This isn't the 1990s anymore. It's 2025, and players are tired of acting like everything's fine when it's clearly not. Here's what makes it even more insulting. The owners can afford it. These aren't struggling nonprofits. They're billionaires with yachts and designer luggage, and they're acting like it's just so hard to figure out the budget, like they're weighing pennies while sipping $900 bottles of wine. The players see right through it. Meanwhile, NBA legends like LeBron James and Steph Curry are advocating for women's basketball every chance they get.
There's just been so many things this season that I feel like owners and people who are going to be at these tables negotiating, they're looking out for those things. How the referees have been this season, they have seen the ratings drop significantly, like over 55% when Caitlin Clark is not playing. They have seen the stuff with Christine Brennan's book. Like, there have just been mishaps across the board when it comes to WNBA.
They know what fair treatment looks like. Can you imagine LeBron being told to fly coach in the middle seat? Or Steph getting paid less than a G League rookie? No way. But in the WNBA, that's still the reality. And it's not just the stars. Everyone's fed up. Bench players, rookies, even veterans who've been quiet for years are now speaking out. They've had enough of being treated like background dancers in someone else's spotlight. And now that Brianna Stewart ripped the curtain off, there's no putting it back. The league wants to talk about empowerment and equality, but when it comes time to actually pay up, it's crickets. These women aren't asking for the world, they're asking for the basics. Safe travel, real salaries, a locker room that doesn't smell like a middle school gym. If the WNBA thought this storm would blow over, they better start building an ark, because Caitlin Clark might be planning her escape route. And when your biggest star is thinking about Europe before she's even unpacked her rookie season duffel bag, that's not just a red flag, that's a whole fire drill with sirens. Now here's where the league might actually lose everything. Caitlin Clark didn't carry college basketball on her back just to walk into a dysfunctional circus. She didn't break viewership records, sell out arenas, and single-handedly drag a dying league back into relevance just to get elbowed in the face on national TV and then stuffed in a middle seat on Spirit Airlines. And what has the WNBA done with that momentum? Fumbled it. Hard. This was supposed to be the golden era. Instead, we've got legal threats, looming strikes, and owners more concerned with saving face than saving the league. It's no longer about negotiations, it's about survival. The league is burning daylight, and the fans are watching it all go down like it's reality TV. But here's the problem. If Clark leaves, the ratings go with her. The jerseys stop flying off shelves. The media stops caring. ESPN will start talking more about pickleball than the WNBA. Sponsors? They'll ghost. Broadcasters? They'll pull back. And the fans? They'll move on faster than James Harden requesting a trade. Because the truth is, Clark's the main event. The box office draw, the needle, the thread, and the whole damn jersey. The worst part? She hasn't even hit her prime yet. Right now, it's rookie Clark. She hasn't won MVPs or carried a team to the finals. But even in this early stage, she's already the reason millions are tuning in. If the league keeps dragging her into boardroom drama and travel disasters, she won't wait around. She doesn't have to. Europe offers better money, less chaos, and a first-class seat on every flight. No politics, no passive-aggressive emails, just basketball. And at this point, who could blame her? The league had one job: don't blow it. And somehow, they've turned their once-in-a-generation moment into a walking cautionary tale. Brianna Stewart's warning wasn't a threat, it was the truth. If the WNBA doesn't wake up soon, they won't just lose the season, they'll lose the future. If you're enjoying this content and want to see more WNBA chaos, contract drama, and spicy takes, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and support the channel.